Okay guys, welcome back. Today we are going to learn about resolving relatively addressing issues. In other words, absolute addressing. Okay, so the last topic we talked about, let me zoom it so that you can see it better. We talked about autofilled and relative addressing cell references for calculations. When we highlight, we right click downwards and we fill it with a series. Okay, and we said that we can say that this cell is equal to this plus, let's say, 2. Okay, and press enter. We are able to auto fill to this latter part, and it's going to pick the relative row references and add it to the conditions to create a formula and an answer for us at the same time. And also there are other ways of doing it. So you can select the whole cell, the whole column reference, and you get to the fill option here at the editing side of the ribbon toolbar, and you drop it down. You get to series. Okay, you maintain whatever is here, and you go to linear. When you press OK, you realize that it have given us the whole row reference numbers. Okay, so similarly you can also get here, create a formula. This one should be equal to this here plus, let's say, 3, and you press enter. Select the whole column reference here. You realize when you drop down at the fill options, go to the series, you maintain whatever is here. We have column, we have row, so we are using the column one, the linear, and we are pressing OK, and you realize that yes, it's doing the addition for us. So we realize that it will pick up the formula till the end of the cell, and I said the cell sheet contains over 1 million. So let's see how the end of the figures that we were able to create. You can press Ctrl and the down key to get to the bottom of the sheet and see 1,480,576 cells, and the answer also comes here. The formula also is also here, and it's add 4 to it. Okay, it's add 4 to it. So then this is another way of also creating a file. If you want to go back, you press Ctrl and the up key, and we are going to come back to the beginning of our cell sheet. Okay, so let's go to the point. Let me clear this information here. Let me clear this one also. Okay, so let's see. I have 4, I have 2 here, I have 3 here, 4 here, I have 5 here, I have 6 here. Okay, let's end here. Okay, so now I would want this cell, this particular cell, to be equal to this cell here multiplied by this cell here, and I would want to drag it. I would want this cell here to multiply the whole of this cell here, and I know that when this cell multiplies this cell, it's giving me the 8. When 4 multiplies 3, it's giving me 12, right? Good. So let's see. When I drag it to this side, now see the answers given to me here, okay, is different from what I'm expecting, because I want the column reference to multiply this one. I would want this 3 to multiply this 4 instead of the formula Excel has given me. So this had been copied relatively. So let's see what Excel did. When we click on here, the answers we are not expecting it to come, and we press the formula bar. Good. It shows us which formula it have picked. Okay, and you realize that it have picked relatively 8 and 3, and I also believe that this one will pick 24 and 4. Let's see. Yes, it have picked 24 and 4, but that's not what I would want to do. That's not what I would want to do. So maybe if it's so, I would come here, click on the formula bar and move this sign here. Okay, and okay, now I'll get my 12, but it's a waste of time. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be doing clicking on the answer here, the one I'm expecting, click on the formula and move to this sign here so that I'll get my 16. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. Okay, and also let's say I have a figure here, 4. I have, let's say, 1. Let me fill it. Let me fill this one up. We go to series, we go to the linear, we press OK, and now it will fill about 1 million cell. And let's say I have I would want this one to be equal to this cell here times 4. This cell here, 4, and the answer gives me 4. And I would want the answers here to multiply this figure here by this particular number. Okay, so let me autofill and see the answer that comes here, and I'll press the fill sign, press on the series, and let me autofill. And when you press it, 0 0 0 0. No, that's not what I need right now. I would want this cell to be multiplying this single number here by this whole number here, so that my answer will be here. So we would want to learn how to solve this problem. Good. When we come here, okay, we can also as well, hold on, we can also as well say, okay, this one should be equal to this times this. Then press OK, and the answer will come. When we click here, we will see that the box here, and we are going to move this box to 4 and press enter. It's a waste of time because we have about over 1 million cells. We have over 1 million cells. If I'm supposed to do this, what time am I going to finish? Okay, we have a simple way of solving this relatively addressing issue by addressing the formulas to a single portion of the cell and leaving the other portion to be changing and be adding up to the ones you've hold on to. So let's see how best we can solve this problem. Okay, so let's see how best we can solve this problem. Let me clear this. Right hand side, we realize that it does not do what we would want it to do. We would want these cells to be multiplying just the 4. We would want this cell to be multiplying just the 4, and it's not doing that. So this is how we are going to solve the problem. Okay, so we are saying that this cell should be equal to this cell multiplied by this cell, and this cell should be also equal to this cell multiplied by this cell. So this time around, we are going to put a dollar sign here. After the equal to sign, we are going to put a dollar sign. Okay, good. Now we've gotten our 8 here. So let's move it to the right side and see. Good. So now you've realized that we've gotten our formula intact. Now this 3 is multiplying the 4. It's not multiplying the 8. This 4 is multiplying the 4. It's not multiplying the 12. This 5 is multiplying the 4. We've locked this cell so that the formula can pick up just the row column, so that the formula can pick the column references only by maintaining the row references and giving us the answer. That's what we want to do. In Excel, we don't want to spend much time doing plenty things. Okay, so let's come here. We have 1 here and I have 4 here, and I want this cell to be equal to this cell here. Let me come here. This cell here, multiply by this cell here, 4. So when I select the whole of this column, I click on a fill and I create a series. And we realize that when we are using it, it doesn't conform to the formula here. So this time around, we would want this information here, the information here, to be this multiplied by this. Okay, to be this information here multiplied by just this 4 here, so that we will get our answer here. So this is how we are going to do it. This time around, it's not the column that we have to lock, but we have to lock the row. So when you click here, you see that this row, this one, this row, row 1, we want the column to change, but we want the row to be locked, so that we are able to what? Maintain the calculation. So we come after the row number 1 and put the $sign there and press OK. So now when we fill this one, it's going to give us 4 times 2 and it's going to give us 8. 4 times 3 and it's going to give us 12. So we want to do it for all the cells here. We're going to go to fill, and we are going to go to fill, and we are going to autofill, go to series, and we are going to autofill. It's taking time to do all the calculations for us. And we are looking for the simplest way of solving problem and it have done the calculation for us. And now instead of this, it's rather multiplying this by this by this, instead of the problem we face. So this one is called the absolute addressing. So that's how we solve the relative addressing issue. We specifically instruct Excel to multiply a single cell by other cells that we would want it to multiply. Okay, let's do a small exercise here. Okay, let's say I have 4 here, and let me reference this number. There's no problem referencing a single cell in a different cell. It doesn't have any problem. I'll show you why it doesn't have any problem in our subsequent lessons. So let's say this cell should be equal to this cell. Okay, good. So now when we click on this cell, the formula is J11. We have a shortcut of locking the cells in Excel, and the shortcut for locking a cell in Excel, shortcut of locking a cell in Excel is F4. Good. So when you press S4, you realize that both the cells are locked. Both the reference and the column are locked. When I press it again, you realize that now is the row that is locked. When I press, you realize that is the column that is locked. When I press, then it means it will unlock all. When I press again, it will just start the cycle. So the F4 is one of the functions we use to lock a cell. Good. So let's say we would want to lock all the cells here in 4. So we are trying to say that this cell should contain these cells here. This cell should contain this cell here. We don't care where we would want to place it, but it should contain this cell here. So when we autofill, it's going to pick the cell here, the 4. When we even go to the right side, it picks the 4. So this is called absolute addressing. Thanks for watching, and we are going to continue with our next lecture. Thank you.